Hi everyone, welcome to my next video. I forgot my gimbal, so I'm holding my phone by hand, so I hope this comes out okay. And what I want to make this video about today is why it is so easy for me to live off-grid. And it really is, as a senior lady almost 70 years old. So I'm going to flip this around and show you where I am and take you for another absolutely beautiful hike. The sun is out and it's getting warmer. And I haven't been down this trail in a while, so this should be interesting. But honestly, living off-grid is very easy for me. And I've noticed that some of your comments, and rightfully so, you're concerned for me or thinking about what will I do when I get older, or is it a lot of work and all of that. And that gave me a great idea for this video, because I want to talk about all those concerns, which are valid. And why they're of no concern to me. So I'm going to flip this around and show you where I am. And I'm sorry if it jiggles around because I do not have my gimbal today. And Maggie is on a leash like she always is. And of course Sheppy gets to run loose. But what I wanted to focus on today is why it's so easy for me to live by myself out here in the woods. And I would say one of the major factors in why it is so easy for me is because I have always been an outdoor active person. Even when I worked, when I was younger in offices out in Silicon Valley, I would go running at lunchtime. And I don't know if that's the thing now, but back in the 80s it sure was, and the 90s. There were showers in the offices, in the restrooms, and I'd bring my gym bag with my shorts and a t-shirt and my shoes, and I would have either an apple or some cheese and crackers, and I would run for half an hour during my lunch hour, take a shower, and go back to work. Now, I know that being active is so darn important. Even if you just do a little at a time, working on something, being outside, gardening, walking, hiking, whatever. But I really honestly believe that my active lifestyle that kept me in shape lets me do this today, because I'm still in relatively good shape. So there's no reason why I can't continue this for a good long while, hopefully. I'm trying to keep my phone still. So that's one reason. If you're not an active person or have serious health issues, sure, this would not be something probably much fun for you. But on the other hand, depending on your situation, being outside and being active would improve your physical abilities, whatever they are. And I'm talking in a general sense, because we're all different. We all have different situations. There are very healthy seniors, and there are very health challenged younger people. So it's not really across the board. But the second thing is your mental well-being. And there was a comment about someone who was lonely and hating living out in the mountains or wherever they were, I can't remember. And that will happen no matter where you are. But for me, being lonely is being around the wrong people. And being alone is not lonely. And I know a lot of you understand that. And a lot of you who do live alone out in the woods have mentioned that. And which leads me to the next point that I'm trying to make. And that is that you can make your life as complicated or as simple as you choose. Now here's a funny story, and I just thought of her this morning after all these years. One of my many career positions was to work in a very busy marketing department out in California when I was in my early 30s. Yeah, early 30s. And I liked it because even though I worked for a major company, each marketing rep, as I was, we had a list of accounts that we were clients who we were responsible for. So it's kind of like having our own business. We could manage our clients and take our own phone calls and get to know them and solve their issues and all of that. And I like that because I like being organized. I like having my own problems to solve. So that was a good fit for me. And what I would do every morning with my coffee, I would look over the list that I'd written the day before of what I had to do. And I think I had like little stars that I would put next to the people that were really either upset or it was an emergency. And I would tackle those first. And without worrying or getting upset or anything, I would just do what I could every day. And somehow everything always got done. And I kind of kept to myself. I wasn't really involved in the office gossip and all of that. It was just didn't make sense to me. But there was this one woman who sat across from me, and we all had these cubicles. I don't know if people have them nowadays. I haven't worked for so long, but her cubicle was directly opposite mine. And I even remember her name. Her name was Marty. Marty was out of control every single day. I can still remember what her cubicle looked like. She had piles and piles of paper. Her phone was ringing constantly. She was running around out of control. She was always in a crisis. And she got a lot of attention. And everyone said, geez, look how hard Marty's working. She put so much effort into her job. And Marty got a lot of raises. Now here's me across in the other cubicle, quiet as a mouse, just doing my work, not saying anything, and just kind of shaking my head at Marty. Because Marty was always out of control. Now, I think she liked the drama, and I think she liked the attention, but what a stressful way to live every day. Oh my gosh. So my point in using Marty as an analogy is that when you're living by yourself, actually anywhere, off-grid, you can make it as simple or as complicated as you want. Now, there are things that I probably should be doing. I could be cleaning up a little bit. I could be raking up my flower garden out. I could be doing a whole lot of things. But honestly, if I don't feel like it, I'm not going to do it. And I ask myself what's the most important thing to do, which is what I did at my job. And I absolutely make sure those things are done. And I prepare myself. I get organized. For instance, the firewood. It absolutely has to be delivered, stacked, and covered by winter. And other than that, life is very simple. It's simple because I made it simple. And some of you have mentioned, and I'm glad you did, gosh, Barbara, what are you going to do when you get older? You are going to fall apart, and who's going to take care of you? Well, I don't know. But the thing is, I'm not worried about it because we're all going to fall apart. And what a beautiful place to fall apart anyway, than right here. Now, I'll be 70 the end of this year. So let's see, that's 2025. 2035, I'll be 80. So maybe by then they'll have like food delivery services or things. They even have them now. So I could just stay right here and order my groceries, get water from the stream or from the rainwater, and just not go anywhere. And I even thought about if I had a serious illness, do I want to go to the hospital and have life support hooked up to me? No. I've already decided I'm not going to do that. And so it's a personal choice. The quality of life versus the quantity of life. And I've already accepted that possibility. So that's another reason why I have no problem living out here, because I already have accepted that as a possible future. Now, you can find remote land that's still relatively close to services, as I did. I'm about 20 miles away from a very small town. The grocery store is not all that great, but at least they have the basics. And if I want to drive a little further away, I can stock up with more items. But honestly, since I've lived this way, I would love to be more remote. I would love to have that 100 acres and be right smack in the middle. And even if the services were further away, as long as I have a cell signal from my phone, I'm fine with that. So for some of you, this is not a lifestyle that you'd want, because being out in the woods might not be for you, and that's fine. And I guess that's a good thing, because everybody would be out here. So it is a very, very easy way to live. And no, I don't mind the winters either. And again, it's all about being prepared. It's about watching the weather. The seagulls are over there. Watching the weather, getting all your supplies in, having enough for an extended amount of time if you're snowbound. And I don't think people like Marty would survive out here, because if everything's a crisis, the crisis will be overwhelming. And sometimes Sheppy likes to go down there in the mud, so I don't know if he's going to. So you can't look at everything as a crisis. You have to look at everything as manageable. So when a crisis does happen, you can stay calm and take care of it. And yes, I've had a few. I had a giant tree fall down in my driveway, and I was very upset because I didn't think I was going to be able to saw it myself. And yes, I could have called somebody, but I didn't want to. And I was really afraid of the way it was going to fall, because that is the most dangerous part of cutting any tree. The way they fall can be in a different direction than what you imagine it to be. And I was very, very careful, and I ended up taking that tree down by myself successfully. So living alone off-grid can really be empowering, because when you're faced with something and you're all alone, you learn how to deal with it because you have to deal with it. And I love that. So please feel free to ask me questions. I absolutely love this life, and I have a suspicion that one day I'll be out on more acreage and possibly a bigger piece of land. I don't know yet. That's still out in the future somewhere. I do love it here, and I don't want to leave the seacoast. But who knows? So for any of you thinking about this lifestyle, it's what you make it. It does not have to be complicated. It does not have to be hundreds of miles away from other people. You might even find 10 acres very close to town, like I did. I have a little bit more than that. And still have internet, still have a phone, and enjoy, then the other thing, enjoy the financial aspect of it. Because my property, my modest, small, unfinished cabin with no power, my property taxes are extremely low, very affordable, and my mortgage is almost paid off. So I will be debt-free by the time I'm 72, with absolutely no debt at all, other than my truck insurance, which is $100 a month, and my cell phone bill, which is about $120, and that's all I have. So this lifestyle can teach you a lot about yourself. You can save money, and if you find land with no restrictions, you can have family put up little sheds or cabins or camp for the summer. I mean, you can do so many incredible things. And I just want to leave this video with one last thought, and that is that sadly, the way the world is going today, I believe it's becoming more and more important to find that safe place to live. And I have never felt more safe than living right here. And if you can do that, you will find that that is one of the most important things to embrace in this day and age, is to find a place where you feel safe and where you feel secure and where you can live your life without fear of crime, of pollution, of violence. And yes, there are animals out here, but animals don't want to bother me. They want to do their own thing. And wouldn't that be nice if people did? So I'm going to leave this here. And thank you so much, everyone, for your wonderful comments and your thoughts and your ideas. And feel free to ask me more questions. I'd love to answer them all. And I hope this wasn't shaking too much because, again, I don't have my Kindle today. Take care, everyone, and have a great day.